G'day guys, Fitcho here and welcome back to my MotoGP 18 career mode. Today we are here for episode number 5 and the 5th round of the Red Bull Rookies Cup. We are getting to the business end of the season now, only 3 races to go. And first up, we are heading to Austria, to the Red Bull Ring for today's Austrian Grand Prix. Red Bull Ring, a track I know really well from Formula 1, but the way you ride a motorcycle around a track is very different to how you drive a Formula 1 car. So I'm going to almost have to unlearn some of my braking points and reference points that I have from Formula 1 to get around this track with some speed on this little KTM bike. Let's do it.
Hello and welcome to the Red Bull Ring. The engines are starting to roar and the riders are getting ready. The qualifying session is about to begin. The session will enjoy great weather and the sun is raising the temperature of the asphalt. This is good news for the riders. They won't need to spend much time heating up the tyres.
It is time for qualifying here in Austria, and we have a beautiful day ahead of us in the Austrian mountains. This is getting really weird. I'm having some sort of issue where the game just sort of lags a little bit. It doesn't seem like a possibly a frame rate issue where everything just slows down momentarily and then speeds back up, and it's just catching me out all over the place. I have not experienced this. There we go again. I've almost jumped back a little bit. Oh, and yeah, the big frame rate. Oh, this is getting worse, and this is getting bad. This is getting worse and worse. I might have to restart my game. There are definitely a few issues on this game, I won't lie. On release day, well actually this is the day after release day, but in the early phases of release, the menus are quite buggy, and now I'm having a big frame rate issue. I'm just going to push on for another lap and see how it does. I've set a 140.0 on my very first lap of the session. Even down the straight, I pressed shift up 3 times to get from 4th to 5th gear. The issues we were having seem to have subsided as out of the final corner we come fastest through the first sector. Personal best in 2 and 3. It's been a pretty good lap and it's a 139.0 and we go quickest by a 1/10 and a half. And this is still very early in the session. We are showing some very promising pace around this Red Bull Ring right now. Come on, this has been an absolutely stonking lap, fastest through the 2nd and 3rd sectors. Over half a second up, I believe, up to the line. It's a 138.3, another 0.6 better than my previous best, which was already good enough for pole position. And now we have a very comfortable margin at the front of the field. This lap would pretty much be matching our time, only 0.02 or something down in that last split, and we go better yet again, 0.4 in the final sector, now down to a 137.9, and our previous best, or 2 best laps ago I should say, was a 139.0, and that was good enough for pole position at the time. So this could be a proper demolition job on the field, almost a second clear I think at the moment, as Garcia is getting very close to us as we are just... Okay, I was just cruising down the back straight. I am on the right hand side of the track. I am clear as day there and they still hit me, but regardless, we have set a very impressive qualifying lap, dipped into the 137s, and I think that is all I'm going to bother with. There we go, we have taken pole here in the Red Bull Ring by some margin. We set a 137.9. Adrian Carrasco starts alongside us on the front row of the grid with a 139.0. 1.1 seconds slower than us. An absolute demolition job on the field in today's qualifying session. Hopefully, we can convert that into our first ever race win tomorrow.
Hello and welcome to the Red Bull Ring circuit. Just a few minutes to go and the Austrian Grand Prix will finally begin. The sky above the track has been cloudy for a few hours now, but having consulted the official forecasts, Race Direction have decided to declare a dry race.
It is race day here in Austria, and a lot of clouds have gathered over the circuit, but to my delight, they are not chucking down any rain. After that dominant form in qualifying, I just want a nice, dry race, everything to go nice and smooth. We just need to get a good start now, and we should be set for what should be a very comfortable win if we can keep that pace we had in qualifying.
The riders have just completed the sighting lap and are lined up on the Red Bull Ring straight. Very little time is left until the start of another Austrian Grand Prix.
Here we go, it is race time in Austria. Grab the clutch, get the bike in gear, revs up, lights are on. And it's lights out, and away we go. The Austrian Grand Prix is underway, and by my standards, that has been an excellent start as we head down towards turn number 1. Can we get back up the inside of Carrasco through turn number 1? Yes, we can. Push him a little bit wide, and we've actually converted our pole position into the lead of the race after the first series of corners. I don't believe it. We've actually got a respectable start for once, and it's happened when it's counted, when we were on pole position, and now we have clean track ahead of us and a further 8 laps to go, standing between us and our first ever victory. And we have a little bit of a margin between us and the pack already, and now we just want to put our heads down, find that pace that we had in qualifying, and go and dominate this race. Oh, we've gone wide. Oh, Onku's come so close to taking us out there. We had a big moment on the front end as he just clipped our front tire, and he's taken the lead of the race there through turn number 7, trying everything he could to capitalize on our mistake, and almost took us out of the race. In the process, I thought we were about to hit the deck there and have a big low side through turn number 6, but it didn't happen. We stayed upright, and we're still in contention for this Austrian Grand Prix through the last couple of corners to end lap number 1. In the end, we have lost 1 position on this opening lap, or have we? Could we get him before the line? Yes, we get past him before the line. So I can say we have converted our pole position into the lead after the first lap of the race. We have held our position on lap number 1 down into turn number 1, and Onku is not coming back at us, and now we just need to get our head down and not make any mistakes. I do normally take a wide line into that first of the 2 left-handers, but I made a mistake and just went a little bit wider than I should have, and Onku was there ready to pounce. Oh, he's looking up our inside into turn number 3, and Adrian Carrasco follows him through, but yet again we get a really nice run out of there. Great traction in this KTM bike compared to the rest of the AI. We get past Carrasco, we've still got Onku to deal with as we head down towards turn number 4, getting a little bit squirrely on the brakes. Oh, and Carrasco is trying to send it up our inside, I should say, on the exit there, but we're not having any of that, and we hold on to second place. But we have lost the lead of this Austrian Grand Prix on lap number 2 of 8. We're going to do everything we can to try to get this lead back and convert this pole position into our first ever race victory. Oh, Carrasco's trying to send it up our inside into turn number 3 yet again. We go right around his outside, and yet again we've actually got a really good run, even with a bike trying to send it up our inside. We get a great run out of turn 3, and we're gaining on Onku as we head down to turn number 4, but we are not quite close enough to think about anything just yet. We're just going to have to be patient, put our head down, try to catch up this little bit of a gap, and then send a move up the inside of Onku somewhere. I'm not sure where, but somewhere. I think turn 4 could definitely be a possibility with the run we get out of there, but also into turn 7 is an opportunity just here, because if we get close enough, we get a great run out of turn number 6, and we can definitely get our bike up his inside there. We have absolutely nailed those last 2 corners as we end lap number 3 of 8 onto the 4th lap, almost at the halfway point of this Grand Prix, and we're getting very close to Kaan Onku, the race leader of this Austrian Grand Prix, through turn number 1, now into the straight, a little long straight up towards turn number 3 with a little kink that is known at turn 2. We're in the slipstream, we're gaining. Can we look up the inside of the Turk up here at the top of the hill? We can definitely try it into turn number 3. He's not giving us much space, but we just get enough space there on the curb, and we make that move stick up into the lead of this Austrian Grand Prix, but it is not done and dusted yet. I do struggle on the brakes at turn 3 and here at turn number 4, so we could see a bike back up our inside by the time we get to the apex, and in fact we do. Kaan Onku is putting his bike back up our inside through turn number 4. Now into 5 we go. Can we look up his inside at turn number 6, or do we just wait to get a nice exit? Let's just send it up his inside. Oh, Carrasco's coming in very hot there, and he takes second place somehow. No one has hit the deck there. I am not too sure how that's happened, but he came in with a real head of steam there and forcefully took second place from Kaan Onku. But nonetheless, we are now the race leader as we have 2 corners to go on lap number 4, and then we'll be at the halfway point of this Austrian Grand Prix. End of lap 4, that is the halfway point of the Grand Prix, and we are holding onto this lead by a very slender margin, only 0.2 of a second back to Adrian Carrasco in second. Oh, they've just cut the corner there, I swear. Kaan Onku has come over the green part of that curve and taken the lead of this race. Very questionable lines there from the AI, and very, very aggressive, shoving it up our inside. We get a nice run, and we're going to go back up his inside. Oh, he's just trying to turn down on me, even though I'm up his inside, giving me no space. And I'm having to push him wide there just to get the room that I deserve on the inside of the circuit there. And we hold on to the lead of this race despite this very aggressive racing. Oh. How have I kept that upright? I thought I was going down. I have just been pushed so wide, and I thought we were going down. That front tire was gone, I thought. And we have lost the lead of this race. Things are getting very, very aggressive here in this Austrian Grand Prix. The elbows are coming out, and then some. End of lap 5, and we've got a good run off the final corner. We should be able to breeze up the inside of Adrian Carrasco down into turn number 1, and we do get that position back into second place. And now the race leader, Khan Onku, is right there in our sights. In his slipstream we go on the straight up towards turn number 3. We're going to pull to the outside and absolutely breeze past him, but this is not done as we're about to jump onto the brakes for turn number 3. Hard on the brakes, get the bike across to the apex, and we get to the apex and we don't have a bike being shoved up our inside in an over-aggressive manner this time, and we hold on to the lead of this Austrian Grand Prix. All just under 3 laps to go here. 2 laps to go in Austria, and the gap is down to 0.8 of a second. This just could be the break we need as we set the fastest lap of the race, a 1:37.3, only 0.4 of a second slower than my best qualifying effort. We are starting to find that pace now that we're out in the front of the field and we aren't getting completely harassed and harried by the bikes behind. Under 2 laps to go now. 1 lap to go now. What is the gap back to second place? It is out to 1.5 seconds. We have the gap we need. We just need to keep this thing on the black stuff. No mistakes on this final lap, and we will be cruising to our first ever victory. Out of the final corner, we come up to the line to claim our maiden victory. We have won the Austrian Grand Prix. There we go, we have won the Austrian Grand Prix, our first ever victory here in the Red Bull Rookies Cup. Heck, our first ever victory in this career mode, a big milestone day, and we've really bounced back from what was a disaster in the Sachsenring in the last round of this championship. We've gone from finishing second to last to winning in Austria. It's amazing how much of a difference the track can make. I'm shocking at the Sachsenring, and clearly I am very, very quick here in Austria, and that just goes to show our fastest lap, a 1:37.3. Carlos Tate did manage to dip into the 37s. No one did in qualifying, I don't believe. So we are very, very happy with that lap indeed. Actually, what was I thought my qualifying lap was like a 37.9. And the AI were only doing 39.0, so maybe the track conditions have just mean they've improved that much. I'm not 100% sure, I don't remember the exact times, but nonetheless, we are victorious here in Austria, and that is all that matters. Joining us on the podium is Carlos Tate and Khan Onku. Adrian Carrasco ended up dropping down to 4th place, so yet again, he misses out on a podium. After winning the first 3 rounds of the season, he's got back-to-back 4th places, can't even get on the podium anymore. In the Riders' Championship, that is a huge boost for us, jumping from 8th, 3 places up to 5th. 52 points now, 49 off the championship leader, which is Adrian Carrasco after that run of form he had right at the start of the season. Then you got Khan Onku in 2nd, Carlos Tate in 3rd, Philip Salak in 4th, and of course myself sitting there in 5th, 5 points ahead of Kawakami Onku, who are tied on points, and 6 points ahead of Yamanaka. And our reputation has gone up by a lot. Pole position and a race win, and we get 485 reputation. Last race we only got 13, so 485 is a lot of reputation. In terms of our attributes, rider position is now level 45, and so is leaning angle, and throttle management and brake management still on level 44, but looking at the progress bar, they are both so close to leveling up.
This rider has been able to impose a frantic pace on today's race, and now he and his mechanics are rightly going to party.
There we go, we finally get to head to Parc Ferme and have a proper celebration with our mechanics. Our first podium, and not only that, our first race victory. And we have finally been mentioned on the social feeds there, the Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup podium, Austrian Grand Prix, and there I am in 1st place. The first time we have been mentioned, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of fan-based things on the social media, so I'd say that's the only way we're ever going to get mentioned is in the race results. Also, our reputation is now up to 1,195. So there we go, a proper bounce back after the disaster at the Saxon Ring with our first ever victory in this career mode at the Red Bull Ring. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Next time out, where are we heading? I believe it is Misano. Again, it's not my favorite track, but I don't really dislike it, so it's going to be interesting to see how that weekend pans out. I went into this weekend with the exact same attitude, and maybe Misano will be a good track for me. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and find out, and you'll have to tune in. I believe it's going to be tomorrow at about 7 p.m. Australian time. That's when I plan to upload the next round of this series. This will be the last one for today. I uploaded 3 yesterday on release day, 2 today, and then tomorrow is just going to be 1, and from then on I'm going to try to keep this series daily unless there's something else I want to upload, but for the next week at least I'm going to try to keep this daily, and any other videos I want to upload will be a second upload, and then maybe after a week or so this will go mostly daily, but maybe it'll be 5 episodes a week or something. I'm not too sure. I need to work all that out, but I'll try to keep this every day, and my upload time is 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, if you didn't already know, which is like 10 a.m. or something in the UK and 11 in mainland Europe. I'm not too sure. You can do the conversions if you really want to. But that is going to do it for today, guys. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you do leave a like on it. Of course, if you guys are new, make sure you do subscribe for the rest of this series and much, much more MotoGP 18 content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.